Alright, so I want to show you what it looked like with the vines on. I think it looks really good. It's exactly what I had in mind that it would look like. And these tall ones right here will have little white flowers on the ends of them. I like how the purple succulents also match with some of the, you can kind of see a little bit of purple on the vines, as well as the pink. The pink will match the flowers that these vines get. And I'll back up a little bit so you can see how it looks. And basically in about 6 months, well, with it being winter, it'll probably grow a little bit slower, but 6 months, a little bit longer, all this will be all filled in. I'm also gonna add some lights underneath, and it'll shine down on the vines. I only have this one and this one over here for lights, but it only glows about 2 feet above the light. That's about it. So it's more of a pathway light than it is to shine on the plants. And there's the little pink flower. There's one right there. I really like these little flowers. They remind me of Dr. Seuss. Luxor. I don't know. I like Dr. Seuss when I was a kid, but I don't remember a lot of it. But I do remember the little pink balls. They're like these tall trees, and they had pink, different color balls on the ends of them. So, you know, that's here's another one right here that's gonna flower. You can see there's a bunch right there, some more right there. So yeah, this is something you can do yourself. If you have any questions, let me know. But this vine came with a trellis, so that's why it was much easier to put on the wall than if you get it all wrapped up and you have to unravel it. This vine was on one of those wooden trellises. It's about $125 for one. But it looks way cleaner than if you were to get it, you know, all wadded up in a ball and you had to unravel it and probably break a bunch of the branches and everything. So yeah, I'm really happy with the way it looks. And I also added the gutter up here with the downspout down on the end, so that's all nice and done and clean. And then it goes straight into the drain that goes out that I had added earlier. I also added this drain right here because the neighbor's basketball court, I noticed slopes, there's cement slopes down here. So any water that comes from that basketball court will go into that drain. If any of it misses out of the drain, it'll pretty much water these plants. So, you know, it's always good to have that drain regardless. And then, first day of grass. So basically, it goes all the way there, and I love the green. The green is so beautiful. It's almost like a closing statement to have this grass here. And when you put in grass, it needs to be watered at least 3 times a day. It needs to be soaking wet so that the weight of the water helps push down on the grass and helps it hold. And you want to try and stay off of it for about a week or 2 weeks. And then you also want to make sure that you don't mow it until it's at least 3 weeks. Let the roots establish. So I have it in sections. So this section right here is basically the first and second station. And then once I put the lights in, because I'm putting lights right here on each one of these steps, I'm gonna drill a hole in the cement and the pavers. Then once I'm done with that, then I'm gonna continue the grass. So I'm kind of doing it in sections as I'm done with the areas. And look at, you can already see I actually have 2 more. The customer wanted some lights shining up on the trees, so I added 2 more here. I left them here so that he can see what they look like at night, and then I left a little bit of room so he can move them around wherever he wants, and then I'll put them in the ground where he wants them. You can see already these are already starting to grow. They're almost twice their size already. These two, they've grown a little bit more, but these ones are actually the smallest out of the ones that I got. and then you can see these ones are growing really well too. Make sure when you plant you give them plenty of water. Right now I have the drip on every other day for 45 minutes. So, and it's, you know, 75 degrees during the day. It drops down to about 60 at night. So it isn't, you know, but you just want to make sure that you give them enough water. So I have sprinklers on. The brown tops are the 8 feet length. So I basically have another 8 there. I have an 8 there. That one right there is actually at an angle, so it doesn't hit the slide. And this one right here is at 4 feet, so it actually gets to that one and then gets on that side over there around the slide. And same with this one right here. That one's also 4 feet. It goes to the end of the grass and then it hits the whole front. That way, because if I end up turning that one and it's a half instead of at an angle, and it hits the slide, it's going to get too swampy and too muddy right there because it's just too much water. So I made this one right here face that direction so that it ends up getting the slide area but not too much. And then I have this one right here. So this is all one section, and what's cool is that I can actually see the drain working. So there's actually extra water, you know, that kind of mist, the mist from the water will come over here, and I can actually see water going into the drain down there. And actually you can start see how it's kind of swampy. There's a bunch of water in there. I turn it on for about 7 minutes. Obviously this corner is going to get the most is going to get the most water because the whole yard is all sloping out and back to this corner, so this is the lowest point of the yard. But that's why I put the drain here. So the water won't end up going either over here where there's going to be mulch and stuff and swamping up this area, or on the patio. When I put the patio down, the water won't end up getting on the patio. So it'll go in here and right out front.